Tennis Next Mission, Eala's epic journey at Japan Open 2025. Let's support our queen. Glowing star. The morning sun crept gently over the city of Tokyo, spilling soft light across Shibuya's bustling streets. Cherry blossoms swayed above the sidewalks, their petals carried by the cool spring breeze. Vendors opened their stalls, and the hum of a new day began. But in a quiet corner of the city, away from the chaos and chatter, a young woman stood on the balcony of her hotel room, looking down at the awakening world below. She held a cup of green tea in one hand, her tennis racket resting beside her. Eala, fresh from her historic triumph in Guadalajara, was in Japan now. Her next mission, the 2025 Japan Open. She breathed in deeply, feeling the familiar mixture of calm and fire in her chest. The last few months had changed her life. She had made history for Philippines, entered the WTA Top 60, and captured the imagination of millions across Asia. But here, in Tokyo, it wasn't about celebration. It was about the next step, the continuation of a journey that had only just begun. The moment you stop chasing growth, Alex whispered to herself, you stop being a champion. The road that led here. To understand the magnitude of this moment, one must trace the long and winding road that brought her here, from the humid tennis courts of Manila to the polished arenas of the world. Eala's story was never just about talent. It was about persistence, sacrifice, and a burning desire to prove that a girl from the Philippines could stand tall among the world's best. She had faced rejection, financial challenges, and even cultural isolation while training abroad. But through it all, she held on to one mantra her mother had taught her. You don't have to be the biggest. You just have to be the bravest. By 2025, bravery had become her signature. After the Guadalajara title, Alex had become a global sensation. Brands lined up for endorsements. Sports magazines named her Asia's Rising Queen, and fans from all corners of the world began following her journey. Yet, amid all the fame, she remained the same, grounded, humble, driven. And now, as she set her sights on Tokyo, she knew one thing for sure. This wasn't just another tournament. This was a statement that her victory in Mexico wasn't luck, but the beginning of a dynasty. The arrival. Tokyo's Ariake Coliseum gleamed under the morning sun as fans lined up outside, waving miniature flags. Some bore the Rising Sun Japan, others the Sun and Stars of the Philippines. Banners read, Mabuhay Alex. Queen Eala bring the heat to Tokyo. When Alex arrived at the venue, wearing her signature white jacket with the Philippine flag stitched over her heart, the crowd erupted. Children waved their rackets in the air. Filipino FWs, nurses, students, engineers shouted her name as if she were their daughter, sister, and champion all at once. She smiled, touched her heart, and bowed slightly, a gesture of respect to crowd, to Japan, and to the sport that had given her everything. Inside the locker room, she placed her headphones on and played her go-to pre-match track, a mix of Tagalog pop and lo-fi beats. The song reminded her of home. As she laced her shoes, she whispered softly, for the Philippines, for every little girl watching. The draw, the challenge ahead. The Japan Open 2025 draw was a storm of talent. World number 6 on Jabeur, former U.S. Open champion Emma Raducanu, and power players like Ludmila Samsonova were all in the mix. Alex was unseated but dangerous, the player everyone feared to face. Her Guadalajara victory had changed the way people saw her. She was no longer an underdog. She was the dark horse no one could ignore. Her first-round opponent, now Hibino, Japan's hometown hero. It was a match loaded with emotion, the beloved local favorite against a fiery newcomer from the Philippines. The press hyped it as the Battle of the East. Round 1, the Rising Sun clash. The stands were packed, the atmosphere electric. When Alex walked onto the court, the cheers were thunderous. She waved to the fans, her eyes calm but sharp, the eyes of a warrior stepping into battle. The match started aggressively. Hibino relied on her speed and flat shots, but Eala countered with depth and precision. Her backhand down the line was lethal, her serve consistent, her movement effortless. But Hibino was resilient, refusing to back down in front of her home crowd. The first set went to a tense tiebreak. Alex led 6-5. Set point. A long rally unfolded. 18 shots of pure intensity. Finally, Hibino hit a forehand, just wide. Eala clenched her fist. 7-6, 6. The crowd roared, half cheering, half sighing. In the second set, Alex elevated her game to another level. She broke Hibino's serve twice, finishing with a blistering forehand that painted the line. Final score, 7-6, 6-3. The fans stood and applauded. Even Hibino smiled, bowing toward her opponent. Alex bowed back, showing the same grace and respect that defined her character. That's how you win hearts, one Japanese commentator said. She plays with fire but walks with humility. The second round, storm against the sky. Her next opponent was Magda Linette, a seasoned player known for her tactical intelligence. The match was a chess game disguised as tennis, both players probing, adjusting, countering. Linette's slices and spins tested Alex's patience. Down 3-5 in the second set. Alex took a deep breath during the changeover. She stared at her towel, her thoughts racing. You've been here before. You've fought through worse. She stood up, looked across the net, and unleashed one of her best service games of the year. 3 aces, 1 unreturnable serve, and a roar that sent the arena trembling. She stormed back to win 7-5, 7-6. As she walked off the court, she received a standing ovation. Reporters flooded Twitter. Eala is playing like a veteran. Confidence, control, and conviction. The quarterfinals, meeting the idol. The quarterfinal draw brought a twist of fate. Coco Gauff. The same Coco Gauff who had once beaten Eala in junior tournaments. The same player she looked up to growing up. Now, they stood as equals on a WTA 500 quarterfinal stage. When they met at the net, Coco smiled. The reflection. Later that night, Alex sat by her hotel window, the Tokyo skyline twinkling below. The trophy sat on the table beside her, heavy, beautiful, gleaming. She opened her journal and wrote, 2 titles, countless lessons, but the journey continues. I'm not done yet. Her phone buzzed, messages from her family, her team, and thousands of fans. One, from a young girl in Mindanao, stood out. 8 Alex, I want to be like you, strong, kind, and brave. Alex smiled, tears in her eyes. That, more than any trophy, was her real victory. Epilogue, the Queen's next mission. As dawn broke again over Tokyo, Alex packed her bags. Her flight home was in a few hours, but her heart was already racing for the next challenge. Maybe the WTA finals, maybe another Grand Slam. She paused at the mirror, looking at her reflection one last time before leaving. Thank you, Japan, she whispered. Next mission, higher. With her racket slung over her shoulder and her passport in hand, she walked out the door, not just as an athlete, but as a symbol of hope for a generation. Because Alexandra Eala wasn't just playing tennis anymore. She was rewriting what was possible for an entire nation. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.